guys. I'm so glad that you are watching today's video. So, if we were normally together, we would get to do all kinds of fun things today. But instead, we're going to give some instructions. And if you guys want to do these things with your mom and dad or your brothers and sisters, that would be fun too, okay? So, we have been talking this month about Jesus and his birthday. Look, I have a special calendar back behind me. You can't read what it says because it's backwards, but it says Happy Birthday, Jesus. So this is a calendar that me and my family use to help us count down the days till Jesus' birthday. Yeah, every night we move our little present and we read a little devotion and we talk about it. This helps us get excited and prepared for Jesus' birthday. Doesn't that sound like fun? Do you and your family do something like that? Well, every week we have a big idea, right? So I brought with me today one of Abby's baby dolls. See her? Yeah, I brought a baby doll. Does anybody know why I might have a baby doll with us? Yeah, we're going to pretend that this baby is Jesus. Jesus' birth is so important. It's the reason that we celebrate Christmas. And this reminds me of our big idea for this week. Okay, our big idea is that we can celebrate the birth of Jesus. We can celebrate the birth of Jesus. That's so exciting. Okay, I'm going to come back in a little bit. Right now, you guys are going to watch a video, okay? You guys are going to get to watch a little cartoon video, okay? I'll be right back.
Hey everyone! Today we have something awesome to talk about. But first, I have a question. Have you ever seen a baby? Sure, I bet you have. What about held a baby? Babies are kind of small and helpless, right? They don't really do much other than lie around and make baby sounds. Can you make a baby sound? So isn't it kind of unexpected that God would send his son into the world as a baby? When Mary and Joseph welcomed Jesus into the world, they were so surprised. For generations, the Israelites had been waiting for their Savior, the Messiah. They expected their Messiah to show up on the scene a full-grown adult, ready to conquer anyone who stood against them. But then God sent a baby? God sent Jesus as a baby so he could grow up just like us. That way, he'd understand what it's like to be a kid and skin your knee. He'd know how hard it is to sit still in school, and what it's like to obey your mom even when you want to do something different. God wanted to restore everyone's relationships and fix all of the things that were broken, not by force, but with love. God wanted to show there's a new way of conquering what's bad. When Jesus was born, some people, like Mary, Joseph, the shepherds, and kings who had traveled far to see Jesus, knew right away that this baby was a big deal. They knew he would grow up to be the savior of the entire world. Jesus' birth is good news because it means that God sent his son to be with us. He didn't come as a warrior, ready to wipe out his enemies, and he didn't come as a wealthy ruler, ready to tell people what to do. He came as a baby, ready to lead his people with humility, love, and humanity. We can celebrate Jesus' birth.
Wasn't that such a fun video? Oh, I'm so glad you guys liked it. So I have my baby here, and I have a baby carrier, but we're going to pretend that this is a manger. And I'm going to put our pretend baby Jesus inside the manger, just like Mary would have done when baby Jesus was born. In the days before Jesus was born, this man named Caesar Augustus made this law. And a law is something that the person that's in charge says that we have to do. He made this law that said if anybody lives within Rome or our empire, you had to be placed on a list so he would know who he was in charge of. But in order to do this, you had to travel to your hometown. So that meant that's called a census. So that meant that Mary and Joseph, who lived in Nazareth, had to travel all the way to Bethlehem. And that was a really long, long journey. They didn't have cars, and they didn't have buses or trains or anything to take them there. They had to walk and ride donkeys. It was so long. It took forever. And remember, Mary was pregnant. She had baby Jesus growing in her belly. And by the time they got to Bethlehem, they looked and looked and looked and looked for a place to stay. But there was no place to stay. Everybody was full. That's like you guys going on a really long journey and getting to the city, and there's no hotels. All of the rooms are full. So Mary and Joseph had to stay in a barn. A barn! That does not sound fun. Kind of smells stinky, maybe, because what lives in a barn? Animals! Yeah, and they probably are not very clean. But while they were